Hey everybody, Putty Katia here. I'm back. I'm playing through my Steam library, starting with the worst games first. It's been a long time since the last video. It's because the holidays kind of snuck up on me and they've taken a while to recover from, but I'm back and hopefully gonna keep the routine up, having about one video out a week. Hopefully, maybe more. We had the Steam sales happen while I was gone, and that's always exciting. None of the games I got were terrible though, so they won't be uh, in this series anytime soon. We got some fighting games this week though, and I'm terrible at fighting games. I'll usually just find a cheap move to use and kind of just spam it for the win. My favorite is E Honda's 100 hand slap, I believe it's called. And I know in one of the Street Fighters, I was able to use it to get to and beat Bison, so yay for that. I also like to button mash, which I know is terrible, but it works sometimes. But not in these games. Neither of those techniques worked for me because one game didn't even have any cheap moves. And the other game, it was really hard to get those special moves to even happen. So I had a lot of trouble with the fighting games, which is maybe why they are bad. So let's get to the games. Steel rivals, look at them titties. I swear I see a nipple there, but whatevs. You got a bunch of different scantily clad people, and spoiler alert, they don't really have good boob bouncing physics like the Dead or Alive franchise, so, you know, nothing to look forward to there. I tried to block and I tried to attack, but it seems like if the computer kind of gets that first move in, you're kind of boned. You can't do anything. It just keeps going and attacking you, and you can't block, and it's just terrible. Just die over and over, and I just didn't like it. And I'm bad at fighting games, but usually I can mash buttons to, you know, kind of win. I even tried on easy and just couldn't manage to get the upper hand. There's not really any audio besides the music, which is unfortunate. I tried playing as the lizard dude against the Minotaur man, and I had a little bit more luck, I guess. I found I just hit the attack button and it'll move you forward and attack him, so I just kept hitting the attack button over and over again, and that seemed to be the only way I could kinda win a match, I guess. Just hit one button over and over, just keep hitting it. There's no special moves or combos that I can tell. It is a very terrible fighting game. Paganetsu! This is an adventure type game. It reminds me a lot of the NES game Adventures of Lolo. You gotta move stuff around. It's not quite as puzzling as Adventures of Lolo, but some of the other levels are a little bit harder. I have no idea what the heck that thing is on my screen, where it came from and why it's there. It wasn't there when I was playing, but while I was doing the voiceover stuff, it started to drive me nuts. I thought my monitor had a crack in it or something, and not sure. Here's my first real challenge, these snakes. I should have known that was going to get me. You really only have to worry about the horizontal firing of the snakes. They don't shoot you vertically, so you just have to move these rocks in front of them and you're good to go. So you just move the rock, get the keys, and then you can get out. You gotta get all the keys to exit the level, and yeah, this kind of says that you need to squish the spiders between two rocks to make them kerplode, which is how you have to get out of this level. So they do give you some little adventure type thingies that you read and help you to solve the crap that is going on. This is gonna be scary here with these spiders, but they're fairly predictable, so you just gotta go for it and get them keys and get out of there. Oh my gosh, now there's two of them. You gotta get these rocks and push it, and I'm out. I had to keep reloading this level over and over again because one mistake and you're kinda boned, but eventually I did get through it. Xenophage. This is a fighting game, and the most important thing you need to know about it is the following.
Failure to fight will result in automatic forfeiture of propagation rights.
So yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna blow up our whole planet or what, but bad news, I failed to win, so I guess I'm not gonna get to propagate. You can play as two different humans, a dude or a chick, pick the chick, or you can play as an alien thing, which I attempted as well, and I was just as terrible at all the other characters I played. I tried to rebind the keys to so many different things to try to figure out how to get it to play kinda sensically in my brain, but didn't work. Even tried the Steam controller and couldn't really get that to be anything that worked out too well. I looked through the manual to see what the special moves were, and I tried my best to use these special moves, but they seem really hard to get the characters to use them. And since the CPU is the CPU, it can just kinda fling out the special moves at will. This alien's special move is flinging that rock thing at me, so he can just kinda own me with that, and I'm kinda shit out of luck. Although I readily admit I am terrible at fighting games, this game is still pretty hard to play, so I don't think it was entirely me.
Round 2, fight.
Dyson, the shapeshifter. I'm probably saying that wrong. Kinda can't help but say the vacuum brand. This is your character in this RPG, and you start off kinda getting killed by this dragon, and oh geez, you wake up and you're next to this really super hot chick. Like, wow. So hot. And gee golly, just gonna get out of here and oh, I'm absorbing her DNA. Oh, well, wasn't sure what I was doing, but I just started absorbing all this DNA that I could, and I knew I should be able to shift shapes, but I couldn't because by default the transform buttons are mapped to the same things as the attack buttons, so hitting them did nothing until I rebound them, and I turned into a chicken! And I got to play the chicken mini game, where I ran against another chicken and I won! And then I got to absorb a horse's DNA, which sounds real good. And being a horse was real great. People will talk to you and give you quests, and the best thing of all is no one fucks with you when you're a horse. These monsters are like, no way, I'm not messing with that horse. 'Cause who would? It's a fucking horse. No one fucks with horses, not even skeletons. So I don't have to fight anything, which is good because the combat system is not really that impressive. One of the problems when you do shift out of horse form is that kind of monsters from all around will swarm you. Another problem is you can't save as a horse, but you can't die as a horse either, so I guess it's a win. Doom Rails. This is a combat game where you're in a little cart on a roller coaster thing. You got a bunch of different dudes you can choose from, and a bunch of different colors you can be. You lean left or right and you pick up various objects, various weapons. You can have a weapon on the left and the right, and you use them to destroy your enemies. And it doesn't matter that I got killed here, it didn't reset my kill count. I have to kill 20 dudes before the timer is up in order to kind of get past this map. There is multiplayer, but I doubt you're going to find anyone else playing unless you plan something with someone else, so you're kind of stuck on the single player. Another goal that they give you is to collect coins, which I found was just easiest to kind of jump wildly and kamikaze around. Not really care too much about dying because it'll just respawn you near some coins and you're good to go. So not really a whole lot to this game uh, besides killing stuff, picking up coins, and trying not to die. Another goal is to survive for 1 minute. I just parked here and it was fine. I actually ended up beating all of the maps and got to see the scientist at the end with the creepy hamburger monster there. So, yay. He says he'll make new maps, but I don't think any are in the works. So that's this week's games. I have a few announcement type things, I guess. The dude that made Urizen, Shadows of the Cold, contacted me and told me they have a Kickstarter going because they are making a comic based on Urizen. So I have a link to that in the description if you want to check that out. And also, I wasn't completely absent from YouTube during the drought on my channel. I did some stuff with some other YouTubers and they put stuff on their channel that contains me, and I didn't watch it because I'm 100% sure it's super embarrassing, but I will put that in the description, links to those videos. I played Cards Against Humanity with some dudes, and it's all the same play session, but they all uploaded something, so there's probably some overlap and probably super embarrassing. I never played Cards Against Humanity before, so I tried my best. And I also played another game I'd never played before. It seemed a little buggy, but also I was terrible at it, so that was super embarrassing too. But thank you for all those people letting me hang out and play with them and letting me embarrass myself. So I'll see you next time and hopefully not have to play more fighting games. Bye!